Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay. Are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. Today in civic education, we're going to be looking at protection of human rights. Okay? Our topic for today in civic education is on protection of human rights. Are we ready for the lesson? In today's lesson, we are going to be looking at groups that assist in protecting human rights and methods of protecting human rights and rule of law. Okay? So first, let's know the meaning of human rights. Human rights are inherent rights and freedoms that every individual is entitled to, regardless of their nationality, ethnicity, gender, or other characteristics. Okay? These rights are considered fundamental to human dignity and are protected by law. Do you understand? Then, protection of human rights. The protection of human rights refers to the safeguarding and preservation of the fundamental rights and freedoms that every individual is entitled to, based on principles of justice, equality, and dignity. Do you understand? This protection involves preventing and addressing violations of these rights and ensuring that individuals are treated fairly and without discrimination. Measures to protect human rights can include legal frameworks, advocacy, education, and international cooperation to create an environment where these rights are respected and upheld for everyone, okay, regardless of their background or characteristics. Do you understand that? Protection of human rights means making sure that everyone is treated fairly and with dignity. It involves preventing and addressing situations where people's basic rights are not respected. This includes things like having laws in place, educating people about their rights, and working together internationally to create a world where everyone is treated equally and just. So we're going to be looking at groups that assist in protecting human rights and methods of protecting human rights and rule of law. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at groups that assist in protecting human rights. Groups that assist in protecting human rights include non-governmental organizations. Organizations like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch work tirelessly to advocate for and protect human rights globally. Governmental bodies also, National Human Rights Commission and government agencies play a key role in enforcing and upholding human rights within a country. There's a legal advocacy groups. Law firms and legal advocacy groups often take on cases that involve human rights violations, using the legal system to seek justice. We have the international organizations, bodies such as the United Nations and the International Court of Justice contribute to the protection of human rights on a global scale. So these groups assist in protecting human rights, okay? Non-governmental organizations such as Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, governmental bodies like National Human Rights Commissions, legal advocacy groups, and international organizations such as United Nations. These groups play a crucial role in advocating for, monitoring, and addressing human rights violations on both national and global scales. Okay? So now let's look at methods of protecting human rights and rule of law. Methods of protecting human rights and the rule of law include legislation. Governments enact laws that explicitly protect human rights, establishing a legal framework for their enforcement. Okay? Enacting laws that explicitly protect human rights and establish a legal framework for enforcement. Another method, education and awareness. Promoting awareness of human rights through civic education helps empower individuals to recognize and defend their rights. So promoting awareness of human rights through civic education empowers individuals to recognize and defend their rights. Another method, litigation. Legal action can be taken against human rights violators through the courts, seeking remedies for victims and setting precedents. Taking legal actions against human rights violators through the courts to seek remedies for victims and set legal precedents. Okay? Another method, advocacy and activism. Public pressure and advocacy campaigns can influence policy changes and draw attention to human rights violations, fostering a culture of accountability. Okay? Public pressure and advocacy campaigns can influence policy changes and draw attention to human rights violations. Then another method, international cooperation. Collaboration between nations and international organizations fosters a collective effort to address human rights issues on a global scale. Collaborating between nations and international organizations to address human rights issues on a global scale. These methods work together to create a comprehensive approach to protecting human rights and upholding the rule of law in societies. Okay? So protecting human rights and the rule of law involves making fair rules and ensuring everyone knows about them. It includes teaching people about their rights, going to court if someone's rights are violated, speaking up for what is right, and working together with other countries to make sure everyone is treated fairly. Do you understand? So today's lesson on protection of human rights, we understood everything we looked at, right? So we now know groups that assist in protecting human rights and methods of protecting human rights and rule of law. Good. So next we are going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we are going to be able to do our assignment, right? Okay, that is good.